You don't need millions of followers to start a movement. You don't need permission to become who you are. You don't even need a perfect plan. You just need clarity. That's what this is. This video is the beginning of something that's going to outlive me. Something I've carried in silence, built with nothing but a vision and a vow that I wouldn't die unclear. My name is Stephanie Key Wade. I'm the author of Becoming Clear, The Art of Owning Who You Are. And this is the story of how I became unstoppable. Before we get into the book, my brand, the business, the platforms, let me tell you what came first. Loss, silence, confusion, performing, pretending. I was the one everyone looked at and thought, wow, she's got it all together. I had the titles, the degrees, the relationship, the ambition, but I didn't have me. I was performing so well that even I started to believe the performance. Until one day, I couldn't fake it anymore. I remember sitting alone, realizing that I had achieved everything people told me to go after, and I still felt like I had nothing. That was my breaking point. The moment I asked the one question that changed everything. Who am I? That's where it started. Not with a business idea, not with a strategy, with a whisper, a slow unraveling of every identity that was placed on me. So I could finally meet the person I was born to be. Once I admitted I was unclear, everything started shifting. But it wasn't instant. It was uncomfortable. It was quiet. It was lonely. I didn't have the language yet. I just knew the version of me I had been wasn't sustainable anymore. So I started asking better questions. Not just, what do I want to do, but who do I want to be? Not what should I chase next, but what am I here to build? Not what's wrong with me, but what's been misaligned. Slowly, I started hearing my real voice again. Not the one shaped by expectation, but the one that had been whispering underneath all of it. That whisper led me to truth, to presence, to purpose, and it gave birth to clarity. Clarity doesn't mean you know everything. It means you're finally anchored in who you are, even as you evolve. And once I found that clarity, I knew I had to share it. That's when Becoming Clear was born. Not from ego, not from hype, but from the decision to stop hiding and start owning who I am. Writing this book was the most honest thing I have ever done. It cost me comfort. It cost me certainty. It gave me myself. And now it's here for you. Becoming Clear isn't just a book. It's not about self-help. It's about self-ownership. And that's why it's called The Art of Owning Who You Are. Becoming Clear isn't something you find by accident. It's something you become on purpose. This book is for the ones who've always felt different, who can fill the gap between their potential and their purpose, but haven't known how to. For the ones who've built resumes, degrees, relationships, lives, and still feel like something's missing. Becoming Clear is the work behind the work. It's the identity shift you go through before the breakthrough. It's the part no one teaches you because they're too busy teaching you how to brand, how to sell, how to perform. But what about how to become? This book is about becoming. Unfiltered, aligned, unapologetic. I just believe in this book. And if you read this book, I promise you, you will be transformed by the end of it. Writing this book transformed me. And when I read it back to myself, I broke out in tears. You live in unclarity long enough. Feels uncomfortable, right? It feels costly, but it's worth everything to find clarity. I read it in a way that made me feel like, wow, I don't apologize for wanting clarity, and I don't need to ask permission. If you feel that way, this book is for you. This is your written invitation. This is your agreement to start a movement. This is your understanding of building a legacy. Becoming clear is the foundation, but it's only the beginning. I created Grace Guides Purpose Co. to give people practical, powerful tools that help them build from clarity, not chaos. There are notebooks, systems, frameworks, and digital products that guide you back to who you really are and help you move like it. These aren't productivity templates. They're alignment tools, because when you're clear, you move different, you build different, you attract differently. When I couldn't find tools that matched the depth of the work I was doing, I made them myself. Grace Guides Purpose Co. isn't about hustle. It's about grounded action. It's for the people who know they're called for more and are finally ready to move like it. That's where Clarity Legacy Press, that's the publishing company I created, it was purposed to launch my book, Becoming Clear, so that in the future I can launch many more. Voices like mine, stories like yours, truth tellers, trailblazers, the quiet ones with world-shifting power. I can create more books because legacy doesn't wait. And I'm not asking for permission to build mine anymore. I'm building it now. And you're witnessing the beginning. This brand is bigger than me. It's built on the belief that clarity is wealth, that identity work is the real work, that when you know who you are, you can build anything. That's what this is. It's a blueprint for the next generation of leaders, creators, visionaries, and brand builders. If you've ever said, I know I'm made for more, Grace Guides Purpose Co. is for you. If you've ever thought, I felt like I'm behind, you're not. You're just unclear. And now we will fix that. If you're still watching this, then there's a reason. This story isn't just mine, it's yours too. Even if you haven't been told it out loud yet, you're now here. And you're not here by accident. You've been looking for something that finally sees you, something that calls you forward without shaming where you've been. This is your sign that you don't have to keep shrinking. You don't have to keep second guessing yourself. You don't have to keep building on top of what isn't true. You get to stop performing. You get to get clear, and you get to do it without apology. I created all of this, the bulk from Becoming Clear, the tools from Grace Guides Purpose Co., the brand, me, because I believe in what happens when someone finally sees themselves clearly. You stop playing small. You stop needing external validation. You stop waiting, and you start moving on purpose, with power, with peace. I'm not perfect. And I'm not going to cut out all those emotional things in this video. I'm not perfect. I'm fully here, but I'm clear. And that clarity has changed everything. So I'm inviting you into this journey to become clear in your own life, to stop hoping for a breakthrough. Start building one. If you're ready, you don't have to do it alone. And I'll be right here, showing up fully and faithfully. This is your moment. Own it. This is your start. This is the beginning. But it's not just the beginning of a brand. It's the beginning of becoming. Because clarity is not just about knowing where you're going. It's about becoming the person who you can carry when you get there. That's what I'm doing. That's what this is. And that's what you're invited into. Everything I'm building, every word I've written, every product I've created, every decision I've made, it's all coming from the same place. Alignment. If it's not aligned, I don't want it. Not the noise, not the performance, not the pressure, just truth, just clarity, just legacy. So yes, I'm building an empire, but not at the cost of my identity, not by pretending, not by chasing trends, by standing in who I am. And if that resonates with you, if you're watching this and something in you is just waking up, then I want you to stay connected with me, buy the book or use the tools, subscribe to this channel, do whatever you need to do just so that you can gain the clarity that you need. I care about you. Follow the journey, build your own, because here's the truth. Nobody is coming to hand you your clarity. No one is coming to assign you your purpose. You have to decide. You have to become. And that's the work we're doing here. So when the world tries to make you doubt yourself, come back to this. Come back to you and come back to clarity. This isn't a moment. This is a movement. And one day people will look back and say, that's the video that changed everything. Let's build it together. Tap the link below to start your clarity journey. This is your movement and we're just getting started. Thank y'all for this adventure of a video. I know I can come off very passionate, but I poured my whole heart into this book. I feel like it took me a long time to really understand my purpose because so many people were trying to tell me mine. And that's not what I'm going to do for you. I promise. I'm not going to tell you your purpose. I'm going to help you find your purpose. That's my promise. If you follow this channel, if you follow Grace Guides Purpose Co., I have a blog on Grace Guides Purpose Co. where I write. You can keep up with newsletters there. I'm going to help y'all out. I'm going to have y'all's back. I know that in time, y'all will understand the fullness of my story because I have so much of a story to tell. It took me a lot to get here. There was a lot of struggle. There was a lot of pain. And I don't know if some of y'all have been through a lot of struggle and a lot of pain. This is your time to become who you have always been designed to be.